Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Stupid Christmas edition, 26th of December 2021. I personally have had an excellent Jesus Day and I have celebrated along with my family. And the only wish that I have this Christmas is that you guys managed to celebrate it as such. That you were close to your friends and family and you had an excellent Christmas. Because I feel fulfilled having so many people in my life, including you guys, that have been this year with this channel and have supported me. So the only thing that I can wish for is to share my happiness with you guys and everyone else. Now, I'm not a good speaker, as you can see. Maybe some of you have cringed at what I just said. Maybe some of you don't believe that I am being sincere. And the reason for this is that I'm not an expert. I'm not really good with words. Not a politician. So let's start out by listening to what politicians around the world told their people on this Christmas. Let's see how it's done properly by the experts.
We are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for unvaccinated, for themselves, their families, and the hospitals they'll soon overwhelm.
Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. That dialed it up all the way to 11. Kind of lowered the atmosphere a little bit. But that's okay, there's other world leaders. Maybe we can have some other greetings that are going to lift the Christmas spirits all the way back up. You know what? The people in the UK are always jolly. I heard they have a jolly prime minister there. Maybe he can lift up the spirits a little better.
Pile of scrumpled wrapping paper is bigger this year. It is precisely because across the country in the run-up to Christmas, we've been giving each other an invisible and invaluable present. We've been getting that vaccination that protects us and stops us infecting others. And I hope I can be forgiven for taking pride in the immense spirit of neighbourliness that the people of this country have shown. Getting jabbed, not just for themselves, for ourselves, but for friends and family and everyone we meet. And that, after all, is the teaching of Jesus Christ, whose birth is at the heart of this enormous festival.
Oh my God. I never looked at it this way. But listen, if you have got the jab, you can now walk on the street and expect people who didn't get it to thank you. You can walk up to them and look down at them and you're like, I have given you this invisible gift, my son. For I am like Jesus. And they should say, thank you so much. I quake in awe at your compassion. But I'll tell you this, you may have done that, but you know what I did? You may be Jesus, but I'm even better because I pay taxes to the government. And with my money, with my hard-earned money, out of my pure compassion, the government is able to function. So I have given the best gift possible to the politicians, which are now quaking in admiration at me. They will probably lift me a statue anytime now, because with my money, they have gone to the Americans and they went, please, Pfizer, please, can we have the vaccines? And Pfizer went, yes, here you go. And they gave my money to Pfizer, and with the vaccine, people could get vaccinated. And any day now, I'm expecting that statue to be built. Because I have enabled this to happen. The moment that I went to the taxpayer office and I went, here you go, the money, boom, that's when I shaped reality. That's when I created everything. That's when I saved lives. I saved lives when I paid my taxes. Now, speaking of Jesus and the UK, Jesus would get a vaccine. Archbishop of Canterbury suggests, as he says, getting the job is not about me and my rights to choose. It's about how I would love my neighbor. False. Fact checkers have debunked this. And I will tell you why. Because I wasn't born during the time of Jesus. I would not have paid my taxes. The Roman Empire could not afford to go to Pfizer and get the vaccine. They would go to Pfizer and they would say, can we have it? And Pfizer would say, okay, give us money. And the Roman Empire would be like, but we don't have any money because V isn't born yet. He didn't pay taxes, so we can't afford it. And Pfizer would say, tough shit. Tough shit, Romans. We here at a corporation for profit, we are capitalistic in nature. We don't do charity. So fuck off. And then the Romans wouldn't have had any vaccines to give Jesus. So Jesus, even if he wanted to, he couldn't have got it. Alas, the heart was willing, but the pocket was empty. So, Archbishop of Canterbury, debunked, fact check, false. What do they teach you at the World Economic Forum, Archbishop of Canterbury? Like it says economic, you should understand economy. Without me, there is no economy. If I don't pay taxes, Archbishop, how can you have the government buying stuff? No, but seriously, why did you think Jesus worked for free? Why was he healing people for free? Because the Romans couldn't afford to pay him. I wasn't born yet. So he had to heal people for free. By the way, could Jesus heal himself from the sickness? If yes, why would he need Pfizer's help? Oh my God, like, maybe that's why the Romans took out Jesus. Like, Pfizer realized that it's a competition, and if Jesus is healing people for free, they can't make money. It's the pharmaceutical drug companies that conspired against Jesus. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you that. You know what? Maybe I should stop telling you this before the YouTube TOS actually thinks I'm not joking. They might think that I'm spreading dangerous conspiracy theories and harmful misinformation. I'm kidding, YouTube. Okay? I'm kidding. In more serious news, I'm telling you all that you're more likely to be safe this Christmas because a truckload of Corona has crashed in the Netherlands. This actually transpired. The truck carrying the Corona beer, unfortunately, has crashed. No one got injured, though, except the Corona. And now thousands of people across Netherlands are not going to be able to get Corona into their house because of the supply chain problems. By the way, I'm wondering if the truck driver actually took a couple of beers. You know, like, I actually like Corona. I don't know why people say they don't like this brand of beer, but I personally do enjoy it. Tastes great. I don't know. It gets me tipsy. It doesn't taste bitter. It doesn't taste like my tongue wondering what did it do wrong to deserve me pouring that vile substance called beer on it. But like a lot of people don't like it. I'm really curious. Why not? There's people that actually drink bitter. There is a beer called bitter. Why would you drink that? What is wrong with people? I mean, if you just enjoy experiencing bitter things, the Japanese seem to have an invention for you, which deepens the question, what is wrong with people? Apparently, Netflix now has a TV screen which you can taste. And it's not that expensive considering the advantages it brings to humanity. Apparently, it's just $875 or $735 if you're a Britbong. And you can actually lick it in order to experience the taste. So it's from Japan, right? What else is it in Japan? Like, what else can you lick? Oh, anime. You can actually link the Dragon Ball now, if you know what I mean. It's actually a good question. What anime would you like to experience with this device? What would be there which would make you get off from your chair and approach the device in order to experience the sensation? Hopefully they don't make one that you can sniff. Because then I know a charming old man which would definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry
Thank
Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon? Where's your home?
I love how when you have a video like this where the United States president appears to be embarrassed, all the anti-patriotic and anti-Americans come out of the woodwork and they're claiming to be experts in body language. And they're like, oh my God, the US president had no idea about what was happening. But if you look at the wife, she knows. I mean, you can look at her facial expression when the Brandon is being said. And you can see it's like, oh yeah. No, I'm telling you what is happening. The president is very aware. And there are people in the chat accurately pointing out that this was a threat issued to the president. And the president knows, which is why immediately he starts doxing the individual. Like, look here.
Where's your home?
Where's your home? Like, he plays it cool. and he tries to lead the criminal on so that he can dox himself, and then the Secret Service would be like, boom, freeze, you're under arrest, citizen, you have issued a threat, a credible threat. So that's what I think actually happened. Now, while this is happening, you may be wondering, well, where is the vice president? Well, the vice president was in another pickle. Look at her face. She is concerned. What could have the vice president be this concerned?
Who's the superhero that's going to speak against Joe Manchin? I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Joe Biden or Joe Manchin?
I'm sorry, I interrupted. It's the mom. I'm so sorry about that. We have to.
She can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice
So
President?
I'm sorry. You got it right?
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlamagne. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell.
No. It's Joe Biden, and don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris.
Ich heiße Kamala Harris und du bist böse. Du bist eine böse Republikan. Ich sprache sie nicht mit deinem Republikan. Leute, ich bin Kamala Harris. I find it in poor taste to tell the President of the United States, Brandon, ikzo, when the man just wanted to wish you Merry Christmas. Good manners should still matter. I agree. Take that, Mr. President. Woman who gave Trump's the finger. Yeah, good manners. Oh yeah, look at this. FD Trump. No ikzo. No ikzo. It's just F. Oh my God, horrible. Ooh, what is this? But you know what? Yeah, we should put the past behind us. We need to build back better. Build back better. This is what we need right now. And as we are building back better with, I assume, the people that helped it destroy it in the first place. We're talking about the economy, right? I mean, it's the same people that destroyed the economy to begin with now are building it back better. Oh, okay, I just wonder. But some changes need to be made. Changes, for example, to the logo of the Air Force. And I'm looking at it, and the first one is the corpo logo. With the very plain depiction of a plane. I see what they did there. And you have the French Revolution 2.0 motto, but instead of liberté, égalité, fraternité, we now have diversity, equity, inclusion. So no more liberté. Like liberté doesn't have a spot here. But okay, so the first one is the corpo logo. The second one is the, I guess, like the outright communism logo. Like this is the pictures that I would see in socialism Romania when they would talk about the military, you know, like people of every color and whatnot on the planet, promoting world peace, defining our legacy together. You know, these are all very beautiful and whatnot, but which one actually encourages you to join the military, to sacrifice your life for the country? Because this is what it used to be about, right? Like when you join the military, you could potentially die, but it's for one of the most noble causes because you put your life at risk, so you provide safety for your country. Which one of these logos suggests that? You know what? Maybe the rest of the world is going along with this too. Maybe China and Russia, they're also having new logos, and the old ways are being put back behind us so we can build back better. Yeah. Now, speaking of the build back better, we need to talk about the great R. I don't know if you can even say the great R on YouTube, because maybe the algorithm goes ding, 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 conspiracy theory. We must terminate, no conspiracy theory allowed. people aren't allowed to hypothesize anymore. So this actually happened that Reuters had to step in. I mean, Reuters, we're Reuters, we are going to fact check. So what are they fact checking tonight? Well, the Dutch government apparently released this interesting papers from one of the finance ministers, which was in direct collusion between him and Klaus Schwab. And the document says, "Dear Minister, it is my great pleasure and honor to invite you to the 51st World Economic Forum." Okay, I'm going to stop doing the voice. I can't do the Schwabiness, but apparently he's being invited to Davos. And with this true global gathering, bringing together political businesses, civil society, and media leaders at the highest level, the forum aims to provide a clear signal at the beginning of the next year that the world has moved out of the pandemic. The discussion will focus on shaping politics for the post-COVID era under the theme of the Great Reset. Of course, the meeting will only be held if the forum can guarantee the safety and health of all participants. As a member of the Regional Action Group for Europe and Eurasia, your contribution to the work of the Great Reset will be especially critical at the annual meeting. The forum with your staff to ensure that your participation becomes a major force in the shaping of the Great R. Now, obviously, people were a little bit upset because if you listen to the World Economic Forum, people like Klaus Schwab, when they saw the pandemic, that awful thing that has changed the lives of all of us, and many people lost their jobs, and other people suffered mental health issues because they've been locked away so long so that they can be safe. And other people even know family members that died. And while all of this is happening, Klaus Schwab is like, "Oh, this is a great opportunity to reimagine and reshape the future." Kind of like, imagine the situation where you really want to buy your neighbor's land. You want to buy your neighbor's land because you want to build a big house there. But your neighbor doesn't want to sell you his land. He already has a home and he's not interested. And one day, you see that the neighbor's house catches fire. Not because of you, it just so happens there's an accident and the house is on fire. So your wife goes like, "Honey, aren't you going to go out and help? Aren't you going to call 911 so the firefighters can come?" And you're like, "No, this is a great opportunity because now finally the neighbor is going to sell." So as you can imagine, these individuals from the World Economic Forum aren't viewed very well by the public because of their statements, because of what they put out, and people are also worried about our democracy. You know how the media is always worried about our democracy because of misinformation? Yeah, some people are also worried because you get all the important people collaborating together at Davos. And the media is hard at work debunking many of these things. It's like, oh no, because Davos doesn't actually have any executive power. It's like, no, it doesn't. But like if all the world leaders meet there and then they take decisions there, then those decisions are going to have executive power, right? So it is a weird mix between influential businessmen, NGO groups, and world leaders. It's kind of what the left and the right agrees in America. It's like get money out of politics. Yes, so it's kind of like that, but a little bit more complex. So, people were worried about this, but don't worry, because Reuters has debunked it, and they have pretty much said that the verdict is that the letters were not leaked, but there was a part of a FOIA request. See? That's how liars try to get you. They said, "Oh, look, we have discovered this information." No. See, it wasn't like you went in there with a smartphone and took a snapshot. No. It was a FOIA request. There you go, debunked. Secondly, there is no evidence that the Great R, in quotation, by the way, the Great R was on Time magazine. I mean, it's not a conspiracy theory. It appears on official Dutch documents. And it's not part of an omnious plan by the World Economic Forum to control people. Well, there you go. Debunked. Now, I don't know much about controlling people, but I think that in a democracy, the prime minister should have a conversation with the people about the future. But if you listen to Klaus last time, it's like, oh yes, welcome all dear leaders. It is time to reimagine and vision the future.
What pleasure to be together again and to design the future. We are here to develop the great narrative, a story for the future. In order to shape the future, you have first to imagine the future, you have to design the future, and then you have to execute. Here, I think the next 2 days, we will look how we imagine, how we design, how we execute the great narratives, how we define the story of our world for the future.
It's like, okay, why can't the people imagine the future? Why do the elites constantly imagine the future for us? Especially elites from other countries. Like, what does Klaus Schwab have to do with the Dutch people? And again, this is the institution which published this thing which they thought is actually going to be very pleasant for people to enjoy. The fact that in the future, you will own nothing and be happy. I think they forgot to add the or else. But seriously, I love it. You will own nothing and be happy. It's not we will own nothing and be happy. No, there's no we. It's you will own nothing and be happy. So I would like to avoid that future if possible. And if I was part of the Dutch, I wouldn't appreciate that the prime minister is having these talks with such individuals. In the open or in secret, I don't care. Okay, so yes, it's not a conspiracy because it's not in secret. It's in the open. Like, everything is public. Just because it's public doesn't make it okay. But what do I know? I mean, the fact checkers have fact checked, they've debunked, and as we know, fact checking means protected opinion. Facebook lawyers said so much in court. So I can't question this on social media because it's protected opinion by Reuters, which, by the way, is partnering with the World Economic Forum. I mean, best people to fact check their partners. Can you say conflict of interests? Probably not. But anyway, it's getting a little bit late, and I don't know when you're watching this, but here it's Friday, so tomorrow is the actual Christmas. I get my family over, and we're opening presents, so I have to wrap this up, pardon the pun. And I got the best story to do that with. Apparently, Neil deGrasse Tyson is upsetting people again by bringing science and logic into fable and fairy tale. Apparently, the North Arctic is just ocean, so Santa's North Pole has only ever existed on a floating sheet of ice. Images that portray Santa's workshop with pine trees and snow-capped hills on the horizon are geographically underinformed. And we have here a picture with Santa, and I see an elf of color. Wasn't this problematic, by the way? Didn't they remove the color of the elves because elves kind of don't have free will? I mean, they just build toys and they don't get paid for doing it. Does Santa pay the elves? I don't know. This is muy problemático, Neil deGrasse. Muy problemático. Or is it problematica? You know what? It's problematics. Muy problematics. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed This Week is Stupid. If you liked it, please share it around. I would appreciate that very much. And there is a link to an e-begging site in the pinned comment. As well as if you want to hear more news from This Week is Stupid, I will host a live stream right after this. And the link to that live stream is also in the comment. Thank you everyone for watching this. Again, have a Merry Christmas. And I will see you all on the live stream. Take care.